Well, it starts tomorrow. Your thoughts? Your first real one.
I'm very excited. I think we all are very prepared as well. We've been talking about Buffalo since I got here in the summertime. We had them on our schedule and saw them as a very, very good, not only early season but first game for us. They're gonna test us in a lot of ways, and I think we're prepared as we can be for that test.
What would you learn about Penn State, and what can you use in this game coming up tomorrow night?
It was a get your feet wet type of experience, especially for me. As much preparation as we put in, and leading up to that game against Penn State, you could definitely tell in the first half we weren't the team we wanted to be. But that game's behind us. So I think a big thing for us to learn is how to put something behind us. To lose the way we did is something that we don't want to experience again. It's a good thing we got to experience it when it didn't count in the win-loss column. So there's a lot of takeaways personally and as a team for us from that game, but we're excited for tomorrow.
Jordan, what's come the easiest for you in your first month or so here, and what's been the most difficult for you?
There's a lot of adjustments. Obviously, our staple is the press. You lose the two guys at the front of that, in JC and Dax, and everybody's talking about how they replace them. Well, you don't replace them with one guy. You don't replace them with one for one like that. We're all trying to get through that learning curve with the press and how to do what Hugs wants us to do with that. And that's kind of been the biggest thing for me, is just asking, hey, how can I close that gap as soon as I can in terms of what they did for us and what I can do in the press and stuff like that. What's come easy? I got a lot of really good guys around me. Giving them the ball, let them make plays. That's the easy part. The offensive end is not going to be our issue.
Jordan, I kind of wonder, with the press, you kind of see that on TV, watching them and stuff, and then, maybe even try to kind of figure some things out just from seeing it there. Being here live now and doing it, practice and with coach and how much different is it, or if that makes
the press is something that takes a lot of reps. It takes game reps because in practice you start to become almost numb, to the fact of not only who you're playing against but what they're trying to do, because we've been going against each other since we got here in the summertime. So with the press, it's going to take a lot of game reps. I believe that we made strides here just in the last week since Penn State, and now moving into Buffalo. I think it'll be a new team out there for those that saw the game, the exhibition game, compared to what we're going to do tomorrow night.
When you first get into it, is it more difficult than what you thought it would be, or is it, what was it, an eye-opening experience, I guess, maybe? Or?
JC made it look real easy.
Right.
When I was sitting on the couch at home last year watching it, JC did a real good job of making it look easy. There's an effort point where I've always considered myself to be somebody who's going to give the most effort possible, but I had to find a whole nother gear once I got here in terms of trying to fill that role. So
You mentioned Buffalo. Did you happen to watch much of that Arizona game last year? And are you familiar with what they did against them in the tournament? They did a lot of those guys back.
Yeah, if you know who our coaches are, we're very familiar with what they did to Arizona. That's been brought up multiple times, and it will continue to be brought up until game time tomorrow. It's a dangerous team. That's what it tells you right there. You can't look at them like, oh, it's a mid-major team coming in here. It's just a very good basketball team. Forget about conference and forget about all that other stuff. They got a lot of players returning from that team that beat Arizona and gave Kentucky a game as well. So there's a lot that we have to look forward to in terms of what's coming in tomorrow.
They used the